Go. Evening, friends. How's everybody doing? Get my computer set up here. Cheers. Back to the Death Wish coffee. Little gas in the tank. How's everybody doing? Welcome back. My name is Jonathan. We are here for the Monday rotation. Monday rotation. I thought I was going to include a few other things, like I have an unboxing. Actually, I have two unboxings that I want to do, but I think I'll make those a separate video. One of them's kind of related to what I'm doing for my weekly rotation, but we'll save that for another video. Maybe I'll combine it with my my minis video. I want to make a video of this huge haul of minis that I got recently, so expect a couple more videos this week in addition to this one. So yeah, there it is. Coffee's out of the way. What am I sampling? What I'm sampling will give you an idea of what one of those packages might be. And this is Peter Carter's Centauri Ohm. This is a lucky scent decant, which I can't stand these dabbers, but you can see how little is left, which gives you an indication of how much I like this. This Ohm is good, really good. I may have to circle back and get this. Man, it's using really nice materials. He knocked it out of the park with this one. Now I've sampled Dendera in the other two, and I really like Dendera, but this one is climbing the charts of my favorite that he's done. And again, this is a little bit of an indicator of what's in one of those hauls. All right, let's just. I don't have too much else to talk about. I've just been sampling stuff today, so I don't really have. Well, that's not true. I have a scent of the day, which I threw this on earlier. Comme de Garçon, just because it's sitting right here, it was easy to reach. You know, it's that cedary kind of incensey Gucci Pour on One vibe without using Gucci Pour on One, you know, which I have, but try to stretch that. All right, so housekeeping's out of the way. Let's dive into what I did last week. What I did last week was oddly a summertime wearing of some of my leathers. And what I did was Monday, I started off with a house that few of you maybe have heard of. A few of you may have, but this is a house called Phoenix Perfumes, and this is a guy I've gotten friendly with. His name is David Fallsberg, and he makes artisanal oud florals. Does some really good stuff with his fragrances. His packaging's kind of stock, run of the mill, but the work that he puts into his juices are really nice. And I wore something that you can tell by the dent that I really like, and this is called Beguiling Glove. And this is exactly what you think it might be. This is what the interior of a luxury leather glove would smell like. There's a little bit of florals, a little indole from florals, and just a beautiful boozy leather. This is the bee's knees, this Beguiling Glove. I dig this. This is really good stuff. And I put this on. I wasn't going out Monday, so I figured let me wear it in the air conditioning. So I put this on the first half of the day. And the second half of the day, I put on another one of his creations. And I want to say like 6 months after he put out that Beguiling Glove, he put out this one. And this one is called Deeper Glove. I don't know if I'm showing you the right side of it. It's hard to see this thing. There it is. This is called Deeper Glove. You can tell the packaging is kind of stock, whatever. But man, the compositions he's making are really, really kind of nice. And what this is a Deeper Glove would give you the indication of what it is, but this is a deeper, richer, boozier version of that beguiling glove, and man, it's so nice. Almost a photorealistic leather. Really nice. David Fallsberg's doing good stuff. If you ever get a chance to check out his fragrances. Um, okay, so what's next? Tuesday, I did one of my favorites and a lot of people's favorites, and it's Trisardi Uomo. Trisardi Uomo is it's just it's Italian leather perfumery at its finest. This was put out in '83, and you can tell that plasticky kind of bottle. Just, I don't know. It's so tacky that it's cool. I kind of dig it. Um, this is this was put out in '83, I believe, and a perfumer I'd never heard of, Beatrice Piquet. Um, she knocked it out of the park with this one. Um, it's really heavy, herbal, spicy kind of punch, like donkey punch, right out of the bottle. Green, herbal, spicy, and it's got a waxiness in the top. It's got a waxiness in the top that I don't know if that's coming from aldehydes or what that's coming from, but in the base you get that honeyed labdanum, oak moss, herbal, just almost the same kind of herbs that, like for me, the same kind of herbs that you would find in Van Cleef and Arpels Pour Homme. That deep, dark, spicy herbs. I don't know how else to describe it, but there it is. That's what I wore on Tuesday. On Wednesday, I uh, wore something that a few of you might know of, and I'm glad I finally got my hands on it. And this is Black Suede by Avon. And this is just a clean, boozy, leathery, bright, aftershavy kind of. This, for some reason, just like, my dad never wore this, but this smells like something I would smell in the bathroom when I was a kid after my dad got done shaving. Even though I've never experienced this before I bought it, it gives me that memory trigger uh, from being a kid, and like a night when my mom and dad would go out and my dad would put on whatever aftershave he was wearing at the time. But that's what this reminds me of. This is good stuff. It's like every time I show this bottle, I always show the back of it. I don't know what that is. Okay, Avon black leather, black suede rather. There's a couple of flankers and re-releases of that I'd like to run down. There's a black suede leather. There's a black leather. There's black suede touch. There's a couple of different variations on that original, and this was put out in 1980, by the way. There's a couple of different versions of that I'd like to run down and check out. Okay, and on Wednesday, or no, Thursday, we're on Thursday. On Thursday, I did a bit of a thing. For some reason, this fragrance that I put on Wednesday morning, I've always had it logged in my head as a leather, and it's kind of stupid. Like in hindsight, like I sometimes I never look at the notes of fragrances, but and this is one of them. I got it in, I wore it, I thought, yeah, this is nice, but I've got a few other things that smell like it, and the projection of this is kind of, it leaves you wanting. And this is Reckless Parfum Pour Homme by Raja. And for some reason, I've had this logged in my head as a leather. And I got halfway through it and I'm like, this is still really nice. Doesn't last as long as I'd like it to. So I get the same results every time I wear it. I really like it. It's fresh. It's the citruses, spicy, cardamom, incense, cypress. It's all kinds of good stuff in this fragrance, but it's not leather. And I went to look it up and I was like, is there even leather in this fragrance? And I went to look it up and there's no leather in it. So I don't know why I had this logged in my head as a leather, but there it is. More proof that I'm not an expert. So what I did was, I wanted to leather it up. So I took one of these attars that I have, and this is an attar I got last year. I don't know if this is Ajmal or I don't know where I got this attar, but it's a soft buttery leather, and it lasts a real long time, but it doesn't project. So I reapplied the Reckless, and then I put swipes of this on, and I turned Reckless Pour Homme into a nice little leather. I think I'm going to use that combination again. So there it is, Reckless Parfum Pour Homme. Yeah, so that's what my life is, you know. It's trial and error, the whole thing. Okay, so on Thursday, where are we? Friday. Friday, I wanted to do a side by side, and I did a side by side with my two leather ouds. Dior leather oud. This is a 2010 version, and I think this bottle is 2015, if I'm not mistaken. And I put it side by side with this one, leather oud from Florist London. And I've always loved this leather oud from Florist London. And I should have never tested it side by side with Dior's leather oud because now I like it less. If you know what I mean. I didn't realize how kind of scratchy and verging synthetic that this is until I put it next to that. The leather oud from Dior is just buttery, soft. The blending, the smokiness, it's got a honey kind of a vibe to it. Dior's leather oud is the bee's knees, and I should have never put it next to this Florist London because now I like this Florist London leather oud less. And now that I have put it next to that Dior leather oud, it's making me like my honey oud more. I have the Florist London's honey oud, and I like that more now. Before I liked the leather oud over the honey oud, but this Dior's leather oud has like changed my mind in 3 different directions all in one day. So that was Friday. That's what I did Friday. Saturday, I started the day off with a little bit of a disappointment, and then I kind of picked it up and turned my day around. I picked this up a while back, and I was disappointed the first time I wore it. I was disappointed the second time I wore it, and I've been disappointed pretty much every time I've worn it. This past time, I gave it a shot, and I didn't hate it as much as I did the last time I wore it. This is Frank Boclet's leather. It's kind of a simple composition, but it's kind of nondescript, kind of soft, and doesn't take a stance on anything. It's kind of transparent, really leaves you wanting more, and it doesn't last very long. So this was my first and maybe my last dive into this house, if this is how things happen. So halfway through the day, I kind of shifted gears, and I grabbed for one of my real loves, and that's Acqua di Parma's leather. This is not the Colonia. This is the Eau de Parfum, and this was done by Desmarchais, I think, if I'm not mistaken. This was done by Francois Desmarchais. It's got raspberry in the top, but the raspberry, it doesn't hit you over the head. Kind of dances around. It's pretty well blended. Um, what 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 I really like about this, now this is for sure the exact opposite of that Frank Bucklet. This is a power punch of a leather. Um, this is it goes in the direction of ombre leather, but still does its own thing. Like ombre leather, like with ombre leather, I see like light brown suedes. And with this one, I see, and it has nothing to do with the color of the bottle, but the textures that I see with this one are dark brown suedes. That may not make sense to anybody but me, but there it is. And there's this, in the mid and the dry down, there's this, I get this sense of, have you ever been out in the meadow, like late spring, and it's just starting to get warm, and I'm from New Jersey, so even driving down the highway late spring, like a warm spring night, and you get this sense of there's honeysuckle in this, and in the dry down of this fragrance, I get that semi-sweet kind of, I don't know what the word is, hay fever kind of meadow, honeysuckle vibe off of this, and this is a really good fragrance. I dig it every time I wear it. Acqua di Parma's leather. Okay, Sunday. We're up to Sunday. Sunday I went out and did the lawn. Got on the riding mower. It was 1,000 degrees out there, and I turned around and looked at my collection. I was like, why haven't I pulled for this one yet? And with, you know, it's leather week. I don't know how I didn't reach for this one. But on Sunday, I reached for it. And I went out and did the lawn in Bel Ami by Hermes. And this is the modern version. But don't let the modern Hermeses turn you away or, you know, make you feel shy to get them. I have to say, even though I've sampled a lot of older Hermes, and I have quite a few decants of different versions of Hermes's older stuff, Equipage and Bel Ami and a few other things. And the older stuff is a little punchier, it's a little heavier hitting, a little darker. But this is beautiful. This modern bottle of Bel Ami is beautiful. And out in the heat, I've been doing this over the past years. I've been wearing heavier fragrances out in the heat just to see how they perform, see how they react, see what I get from them that I wouldn't get in the cold. And yesterday I got the citruses in the top of this like really bounced off my skin, and they're just so photorealistic and just juicy, orangey, lemon, just really nice, really nice. And then you get that Bel Ami soft, like that soft buttery leather in the base. This is a great fragrance. Someday I'll have a shaker bottle in the collection, because I have sampled a shaker bottle and it's good. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay, I think that's the end of my weekend review. Like I said, I've got a couple of goodies in here. Speaking of leathers, I've got a leather that I've had my eye on for a while. I'll do an unboxing either tomorrow or Wednesday. I'll also come back with a video about all my my little minis that I got recently. So yeah, there we have it, friends. If there's anything you can teach me about anything I've shown you today, like I always say, drop it in the comments. I really look forward to the interaction. I appreciate all the love, all the comments. Y'all have a great day. Stay grateful. Peace.